Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakbridge Farm. So we're just inspecting our worker, seeing how how good a job they're doing, which to begin with looked rather well. 2 lines of poplar all the way through, bar this line. For some reason they're just doing one, which I don't seem to understand. But anyways, we need to get on. So planters, we are going to lease this so we can do, I should really show you here, seed and fertiliser with this, but it's liquid fertiliser. So we will lease that, and then we will we can't get it on that, but we'll have to go to here, and liquid fertiliser, we'll buy 2 of these. I'm unsure of what we have in, I don't know why that's zooming out there, I'm unsure of what we have in our silo. But let's just see what happens here now. But we might as well be safe than sorry. Are they going to do 2 again? Yeah, 2 rows. So don't know what happened there. But right, let's find the John Deere, which is here. And first things first, we need to fill it up with fuel. I think I said that in one of the previous episodes. So we'll get this to our fuel pump here, which there should be some diesel in. I filled both this and that ground needs levelling there. Ooh. So we're almost out. This will give us enough anyways to do what we need to today. So the horsepower requirement for this is 350, and luckily this John Deere with the 7R with the fully upgraded engine is 388, I think it is. So we will be able to use this. Right, let's fill. Are we close enough? There we go. We'll fill it with fertiliser. It doesn't seem to take that much. We'll fill it with fertiliser. We'll have to go back to the arable farm to get some seed, which is in the main building that when you start, that's where your combine and all your equipment is. There is some seed in there. So we'll have to go get that out, and then we can start to get some sunflowers into the ground. We actually have some seed here, so we don't need to go into that big shed. So let's just reverse into here, fill up, and sunflowers. And just flicking through the menu there of what we can plant with this, I've just seen we can do sorghum. So to save buying the big Amazon, we're driving through all our lime, to save leasing the big Amazon for this field here, the big Amazon seeder, we might as well keep hold of this for 1 month. Is that all the seed? Yes. We might as well keep hold of this just for another month, and we can do that. But I don't think this won't do grass, will it? No. So considering that's a small field, we can lease just a very, very small drill. And with the land being cultivated, we don't need to go for a direct one. This is amazing. It makes light work of these fields. That hasn't taken long at all. The only thing I have done is I've missed a little bit just there off to the left, so we will go and get that. So that's that bit done. Let's lift. Oh, it's missed a little bit there. The litres it will give me there is next to nothing, but it keeps the field looking a bit more uniform. And we've used next to no liquid fertiliser, so the digestate has been brilliant putting it into this field. I don't know quite how much money it would have saved us in the long run, but it certainly saved us putting any more money on here that we need to. Fair dues, we've bought the slurry equipment and whatnot, but that in time should pay for itself. So whilst we're doing this, let's change this to sorghum. We can go leave this in the next field ready for next month, and then I think it's about time we got ourselves a ploughed out that grass and put that into some decent good grass. But we will also need to get the Isaria. What have I just hit? Oops, just destroying our olive grove. I need to get the Isaria Scout because we will have to do field samples in that because it's still classed as all one field. So I don't know how much it will cost us in the long run to do the field as a whole again, but I don't see there being any point. So let's get on to here. We also need 2 seeders. I think something like 168, 16, so that's 165, 12 metres. That's 12 metres, a bit more money. So we're going to go with this 12 metres, so we'll lease that. Oh, can you put fertiliser in with that? No, that's just seed, and that one's just seed. What about this one? Just seed. Ah, why can't I put fertiliser in with any of these? And that one's just so I'd have to go there, but I don't really want to spend that money, so we'll lease this one. Try something a bit different. Lease that, and then we want to go to ploughs. It'll be under subsoilers, I think. Where is it? Okay, it's not under subsoilers. Let's go to ploughs. There it is. We'll go for the biggest because we know the John Deere can do that, so we'll lease that, and then we'll have to find the Isaria Scout. And here it is. So we might as well buy that like so, and we'll get to the shop. So we put this on the front. It can almost act as a front weight, can't it? And then we'll put this onto the back and we'll go work that field. So it feels like there's going to be quite a few time lapses in this episode, but it's all stuff we need to do to try and make the most amount of money, because we would like to. It would be nice to at some point to own our own combine harvester. That's something that I'm fairly keen on doing, and especially it's considering the New Holland is the in-game. Ooh, these branches are getting very close. The New Holland seems to be the big one that Giants are promoting. That's the one I would like to go for. Now we're here, let's get this unfolded. And can we is it worth taking a load of this rubbish out here? So we want to press Y to get onto create field. And if we bring it to maybe about here. Hold on, we need to change this. So let's drop this down. And let's get this ploughed, and once this is done we can use the Isaria Scout for the first time. That's a shame, we were just out from that being the final one. So we'll take that sample, and then let's get this tiny little bit, and then what is it to send these samples away is Y. So let's press Y, yes please. Whilst we're doing that, we'll fold that back up And how much is that going to cost us, do we reckon? I believe it doesn't take too long to tell us. Any information yet? Come on. Or has it already done it? That's interesting. 26,869. Has it already done it? Oh, what's going on here? Something's off there. What was that? Did I send him off? Yeah, I must have done. Oh, that's rather interesting. But we'll go part this up, and we'll just keep an eye on what that's on our money, just to see whether when it decides it wants to go and tell us what soil we have there. Because I'm very interested to know just how much it would normally, what it would have cost us to do the whole field, compared to us just getting this and doing this. Which, fair dues, it's cost us £17,000, I think, to buy it. But if you're making, say, a £500 saving every time you use it, it won't take you too long, or shouldn't take you too long, to repay that money back. But anyways, we'll get ourselves off and we'll go pick the cedar up, and then we can do 2 fields of grass. There we go, £600. So that was 600 in soil samples. If we were to go... What's going on here? Something's trying to pull me down. Let's go... Right, there we go, sorted that. So £600. If we were to purchase soil... Well, there we've saved an absolute fortune there, because yeah, 22. So definitely the right call to do that, and then it means from now on we can do our own fields. I also forgot to look at what soil types we had. So if we just spin round here, we'll put this on, and I think there could be a bag of our seed here, where there will be very, very little in it, but I think that could be. Unless it's just there for decoration, I think that's ours. So let's just pull to here. Yeah. Right, we'll definitely get that in. Soil types. So we have loam, sand, and sandy loam. So it could be better, but could also be much, much worse. But we're now going to go. We're going to go to our new field that we've just purchased. We'll get that put in with grass first, whilst also checking on our worker. We will just call into the shed where the combine, where the combine starts when you start a new save game, and we will load up with seed from there. So here's 2 bags of our seed. I think these arrived in here when we emptied the planter out. It decided to send them into the shed. So let's get this filled up now. And there we go, so we've got 40%. We want to change this to grass. There we go. And then it may even be worth, because you've got the subsidies now. These smaller fields, which fair dues, I put one into poplar, so that won't be changing at any time soon. Yes, our worker has stopped. That obviously won't be changing, and this being into grass. But smaller fields, it may be worth putting in oilseed radish. Because I don't know what the game would be if I was to say buy that. Let's just fill. Why is that stopped? Oh, I've been paying a worker for no reason whatsoever. How many rows has he done? We can tell because there should be a row of just singles. So that row. Oh, so he's done all that then. But let's hop back to the John Deere, and yeah, we'll get into here and we will get grass to this one, grass into the next one, and then we can't really move on. Well, we could do, just leave that worker in there, but we can't really move on until we've got the poplar in. Otherwise the poplar will just be ready a month behind the rest. So let's find steering assist. wants us to do 2 headlands. Okay, if that's what you want. And yeah, let's have a bit of fun with this. I don't know what's going on over in the poplar field. Our worker has come across saying that he's blocked, but it doesn't look like he's blocked by anything, and he seems to have just missed a complete row of poplar. Well, that's 1 of 2 grass fields done. So we can turn that off, lift it up and fold it. We can take it to our next bit of grass, which I may just put it on a worker, because I want to see what's happening in this poplar field, because I don't understand why we've got 1 row just with one strand of poplar on, and then another row with absolutely nothing. So we'll go have a look. So we'll get this unfolded, and forgot there was a bit of a steep bank there. Let's go AI worker, okay, and you go. So they should now do this. It's a relatively straightforward field. So what's going on with this here? See, it's now missed a bit again there. Don't understand that. Has it missed 2 bits here? Well, it's done 1 and then 1 stretch there. And then we've just got a 1 line. Have we... Oh, is it tram lines then? But... Oh, this is interesting. So tram line, that could be a tram line. And then that could very well be a tram line going around here. Is that the case? I don't know, but where's the... Very interesting. I don't think I set a tram line for this field. On field 3, tram line none. Yeah, because I don't want no tram lines for that. We may get a tram line in field 10 with the grass there, purely because you could only select, or for what I gather, you could only select the whole field. This really will be a fairly substantial field for poplar, and it should net us quite a lot of money, one would hope. And then if you add in the wood chips you get from the sawmill, that will really make us a lot of money. But right, so we've got these workers going. Let's have a look at animals. So the goats are all alright. The sheep are fine and brilliant. The meadow has gone back up to 100%. Chickens, they should be fine. Water buffalo, yeah, they're fine. And obviously our cows, they're fine. So we should be getting more and more slurry now. It's just the manure that I need to work out what to do on that side. Factory wise, we have, let's have a look. So the BGA, that needs more silage. And then we've got dairy, so that could really do with some buffalo milk. So we can go take that from our cows, which they've got 2 and a bit thousand. So we need to go do buffalo milk. Oil mill's fine, sawmill's out, and that spinnery could do with some wool. So if we go and find this, we'll go take this down to where the sheep are, we'll load up with wool and get that to the spinnery. That can be job number 1. So I've never taken this trailer down into here, so this could be tight, but at the moment that has done very, very well. So if we hop out, we'll get into our front loader, which we do need to have a think about. This possibly needs a better machine down here, which is more suitable for lifting grass bales. But I don't want to get rid of this because I do actually quite like this. But right, let's get this loaded, and then we'll have to try find, we may have to go get the Landini, and then we can go load up some buffalo milk. Should be enough wool to keep both of these going for a substantial amount of time. So let's pull into there, take straps on, straps off, and I didn't take note of actually how much wool was there, but it was it would have been similar to the first load we put in. And I was losing traction again. It almost felt like the weight somehow was put into the tractor unit of the truck wasn't touching the floor. But right there, so fill that up and that can go again. Now let's find the John Deere should be finished here, so we can fold this up now and then empty it, return it, and we need some buffalo milk to the dairy. And then the final job of the day will be another load of silage, which I probably won't time lapse loading up with silage because we do it so often, you know. But it's one of those jobs that needs to be done to keep this money coming in. So I'm just going to empty this here for now. And then where we want to be here. Vehicles, so it's the Lemken, that one. Return, yes please. And then our milk tanker is just round the corner here. We will at some point invest in a big one, but we don't have enough water buffalo, I don't think, at the moment to justify it. So, and I must get the herdman stick mod. I must get that put into this save game, because then we can then move all our animals. We just need to wait for that silage to go down that I very silly put in with our new cues. Ooh, and I'm going to get rid of that rubbish and all. It looks nice and it's decorative, but I just am forever crashing in it. So if we go to construction, this is where I'm going to regret doing this now. So farmyard junk, sell, so we don't get any money for it. But it now should mean it literally gets rid of everything. Let's make this turn. And we'll put this into here. Then, like I say, one more load of silage, and then that will be us calling it a day. And I think that's been very productive, that we've just got sorghum to do in the next episode. So that's emptying now, and we'll go find the big green trailer. So in the next episode we will finish clearing that bit of woodland, so all the deadwood trees that we cut down, we'll get them into the sawmill before we move on, and then we'll be able to move on and start drilling our sorghum field, which obviously will keep hold of that planter for now, which that should be the only thing that we have on. No? What else have we got on lease? Oh, so we've got that as well. So by the time we've cleared the wood, our workers should have finished in field 2. And then that can be returned, and then we can move on and get the sorghum planted. And then would that be, if we go to here, so the growth calendar, so that's just field 5 to do. Yeah, and then that is all our fields, that's all our fields done, which will be nice. Now let's just have a look here, visit. Can we, oh, we won't see the tram lines until until we move into the next month, which will also mean that there'll be weeding to do. There'll be weeding, we've got this grass needs liming and also fertilising. So we'll have a very, very busy next episode. But saying that, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.